Hey, good morning students. Now in this video we are going to study the orthogonality property of Hermite polynomial. Orthogonality property of Hn of x, right? And what is its orthogonality property? Its orthogonality property is integral from minus infinity to plus infinity e raised to minus time x square into hn of x into hm of x into dx. So obviously this indicates that hn of x and hm of x are the two different polynomials. Both are Hermite polynomials, but both are different polynomials, and this is equals to 2 raised to n into n factorial into square root of pi, and this property is valid when n and m are into delta m n, conical delta into delta mn, and of course delta mn has value equals to 1 and 2. So depending upon the values of the conical delta function, when n and m are equal, then you are having this is equals to 1 when m and n are equal, and if both are not equal, then this is equals to 0, right? You might be knowing the properties of the conical delta function, and if delta mn is equals to 1, and if delta mn equals to 1, you will get this is equals to 2 raised to n upon n factorial. So this is the property of delta mn. You must not write here. So this is 2 raised to n upon n factorial into root pi. This is when n and m are equal, and when n and m are not equal, delta mn is also equals to 0, and of course this you will get equals to 0, right? So this is the orthogonality property of Hermite polynomial, which we have to prove now. And to prove this, we have to consider the differential equation of the Hermite polynomial, which we have already studied. But before proceeding to that, you might be wondering why this factor e raised to minus x square is included in orthogonality property, and this is included because this Hermite differential equation is not a self-orthogonal differential equation, right? So I can say hn of x is a polynomial. Its a differential equation is not a self-adjoint, and hence hn of x is not self-orthogonal, and hn of x, that means Hermite polynomial, is being not self-orthogonal. To make it self-orthogonal or to make it self-adjoint, we need to multiply by the factor e raised to minus x square by 2, right? This factor to the Hermite polynomial. Now why here is e raised to minus x square, not e raised to minus x square by 2? Because you are considering the multiplication of both the Hermite polynomial, hn of x and hm of x, and hence after multiplying, this becomes equals to e raised to x by 2, e raised to minus x by 2 minus x by 2, that will become e raised to minus x square, and that's why this factor is there in the orthogonality property of Hermite polynomial. So hope you have understood why e raised to minus time x square is included in orthogonality property, right? Now as this property itself shows you, there are two polynomials, hn of x and hm of x are the two polynomials, right? Now consider these two polynomials and put it into a Hermite differential equation. But before that, you must write the Hermite differential equation, and hence I can say, as we know, the Hermite differential equation is HDE, Hermite differential equation, and this is equals to y double dash minus 2x y dash plus 2n into y, or ny, it's 2n into y is equals to 0. This is the Hermite differential equation, and if you put hm of x and hn of x into this differential equation, this differential equation will change as hm double dash of x, double derivative, that's a double dash of x, minus 2x into hm dash of x plus 2n into hm of x. Of course, here n must be replaced by m now, because you are considering m values, no? So this is m. Let us say this is our equation number 1. Similarly, write the one more Hermite differential equation by putting the value of other Hermite polynomial, right? And therefore, these two polynomials hn of x and hm of x must satisfy the Hermite differential equation. So let's write the differential equation for hn of x. So this will become hn double dash of x minus 2x into hn dash of x plus 2n into hn of x, and this is equals to 0. This is equals to 0. So this is, let us say, equation number 2. Now we got the equation number 1 and 2 just by putting the Hermite polynomials hn of x and hm of x, right? We do not have here factor e raised to minus x square. Now to get this factor, multiply both the equations by e raised to minus x square, and after multiplying by this factor, you will be able to write this equation as e raised to minus 10x square into hm double dash of x. Let me check. Yes, this equation is visible to you, but next I should write on the top. E raised to minus x square hm double dash of x minus 2x e raised to minus x square into hm dash of x plus 2n e raised to minus x square hm of x is equals to 0, right? Just by multiplying e raised to minus x square, and thus one more equation you will get as e raised to minus x square by multiplying to this hn double prime of x minus 2x e raised to minus x square hn dash of x plus 2n e raised to minus x square into hn of x equals to 0, right? So we got these two equations, right? And if you observe these two equations, we can rewrite this equation and this above equation in a more simplified manner, right? And what will be its a simplified manner? Simplified manner is for these two terms, first and second term, I can write this as a differentiation of e raised to minus x square into hm dash of x. So I will just write here d dx of e raised to minus x square into hm dash of x for these two terms. Now you can check after differentiation whether you are getting these terms or not, right? Plus the second term will be third term will be as it is, that is 2n into 2m, not n here, 2m into hn of x equals to 0. So this equation is written in a simplified way. Let's check whether you are getting the same or not. So first function into differentiation of second. First function into differentiation of second. First function hm dash of x as it is into differentiation e raised to minus x square, and it's a differentiation is minus 2x. So this term is minus 2x. So you got this term, right? So first function into differentiation of second plus second function, that is this e raised to minus x square into differentiation of first h double dash of x, first term. So you are getting this, right? Similarly, for this equation, you can write in terms of differentiation d dx of e raised to minus x square into h n dash of x plus 2n into h n of x, and this is equals to 0, right? You are getting this. If the equations are written in more simplified way, let us say these are the next kind of equations, equation number 3 and 4, right? So let us say this is equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. Now let us multiply this equation 3 by h n of x, this polynomial to this equation, and h m of x, this polynomial to this equation, so that we will be having this multiplied term. We need this multiplied term, right? And after doing that, after multiplying the equation 3 by h n of x and equation 4 by h m of x, what we will get is we will get here h n of x. I will write here h n of x into d dx of e raised to minus x square into h n dash of x. Not n here, this is m, no? M dash of x plus 2m h n of x into h m of x, and this is equals to 0, right? Similarly, we are multiplying to this equation number 4 by h m of x, and hence this will become h m of x into d dx of e raised to minus x square h n dash of x plus 2n h n of x into h m of x, and this is equals to 0, right? So we got this kind of relation, and now multiply both equations by e raised to minus x square. No, not, it is already there, e raised to minus x square. We forgot this, no, here you must be having e raised to minus x square, e raised to minus x square, and here also you must have e raised to minus x square. We forgot this term to write here actually, right? And then subtract these equations from each other, and if after subtracting this term will become a negative, and you will be able to write this as h n of x into differentiation of e raised to minus x square h n dash of x minus h m of x into d dx of e raised to minus x square h n dash of x, right? And this minus this, that means plus 2 I can take out common, m minus n, right? So I'll write this term as plus 2 times m minus n e raised to minus x square will be as it is h n of x h m of x, and this is equals to 0, right? So hope you have understood up to this, and I don't have a space now on the board, so I will just rough out this, and I think I should keep this as it is. The rest of the terms I don't need here. So we got this this is the one equation only, right? We got this equation, and this equation I will write now as I will shift this on other side, and once I will shift on other side, I will be able to write this as a negative times, or I can write positive times n minus m. Rather than writing m minus n, I will write n minus m, right? I will do this directly, so that you will get on other side 2 times n minus m e raised to minus x square h n of x into h m of x, and this is equals to, this is already on other side with negative sign, but negative sign is written as a positive by changing this n and m positions, right? And this is equals to this can be written as h m of x, that means this side, other side. I will write this as it is first, right? H n of x into d dx of e raised to minus x square into h n dash of x minus h m of x into d dx of e raised to minus x square into h m dash of x. We got this, isn't it? Now this right hand side can be written in terms of two functions u and v, and this is equals to, this can be written as differentiation of d dx of h m of x. This is the first term, that means u, and e raised to, the second can be written as h e raised to minus x square into h n dash of x. E raised to minus x square into h n dash of x. What we have done here is, this is m here, this is n here, and this is m and this is n. That's okay, but we did a mistake here. Hn, this must be m, and this must be m, and this must be n, right? And hence, now this is okay. This can be written as a differentiation of hm of x, the first term, and the second term as e raised to minus x square into hn dash of x. So this is treated as u, and this will be treated as v, right? So differentiation of two functions u and v for the first. Similarly for the second one also, you can write a differentiation of, so minus time d dx of h n of x into e raised to minus x square and e raised to minus x square into h m dash of x, right? If you simplify this, there will be extra terms, but the extra terms will get cancelled to each other and we will get these terms, right? So we got this kind of relation, and the same kind of relations I can write as both are differentiation. I can take out d by dx, it's the operator, take out common and rewrite the terms. So after rewriting this, you will get d dx of, this is d dx of e raised to minus x square into, now write this hm of x into hn dash of x minus hn of x and hm dash of x. We got this now, right? Now once we get this, you can take the integration on both sides with limits, and I will do this on this side. this is quite lengthy. So integration, after putting the integration on both sides with limits integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, 2 times n minus m e raised to minus x square hn of x into hm of x into dx, and this is equals to this. Now integration and derivative will get cancelled with each other, and after that you will be able to write only this, and this will be equals to e raised to minus x square into h m of x into hn dash of x minus hn of x into hm dash of x. Got it? Right? And of course, after taking the integration, you should put the limits, and if you put the limit, this right hand side will give you a 0 value, because e raised to upper limit minus infinity is a 0, and e raised to infinity square 0 minus infinity is 0 again, so you will get this equals to 0, and therefore integral from minus infinity to plus infinity 2n minus m e raised to minus x square hn of x into hm of x into dx, this is equals to 0. These are the constant term. Once you will shift on other side, this will be 0 only. So integral from minus infinity to plus infinity into hn of x and hm of x into dx. Now this is equals to 0, right? So this first property is proved now, where n and m are not equal, right? Now n and m if are equal, then what will be the case that we have to study in the second property? But the first property is now very lengthy, and the second property will cover in the, I think, next video. So hope you have understood this first orthogonality property of Hermite polynomial. Thank you. Here is e raised to minus x square factor is there. I forgot to write it, and thus only this is the constant terms. Those shifted on other side will get cancelled to each other. So thank you.